Hey there, welcome back to Tennille Talks. Alright y'all, so I just want to tell you before I start the reading, if my storage shuts off, you know what I mean? If I'm not able to record, I am going to just do audio for the remainder of the video, okay? So if it cuts off and I can no longer see you face to face, at whatever point it cuts off at, I'm just going to finish it in audio and just mash it up together like that, okay? Alright y'all. This reading is giving me the energy of somebody wanting to circle the block, like somebody wants to come back around, but I'm not really trusting this energy. Now, you are sitting in the energy of this Queen of Cups, man or woman, it doesn't matter, but you are somebody who's like a sweetheart, really intuitive, psychic, compassionate, understanding, but you can see behind the veil, not just yours, not the collective, but like when you're standing in front of people, you can see the things that they don't want you to see. You can hear the things that they're not saying. You can feel the things that they are refusing to feel, okay? Now, there is a person, now I have the Twin Flame card. Twin Flame, you know, I don't, those readings freak me out, but listen, in the spirit of alignment, maybe it's Twin Flame season, honestly. What are we, 2 days away? I think it's like the planetary parade or something. 7 or so planets are aligned. I could be doing this all wrong, so my apologies for not getting the information right. But I know that on the 28th, which is also a new moon in Pisces, February 28th is also like some grand thing happening in the skies. And so as above, so below. And I feel like the shift that is happening above is causing us on Earth to shift and get in our positions. So you are already in your position. This Queen of Cups, psychic, you were coming out as somebody that just naturally is very self-aware. You have a growth mindset. You don't deal with people, places, or things unless they're growing. If they're stagnant, if they're afraid, if they're stuck, if they're breaking, or if they're on a pause, you're like, okay, bye, I gotta go. Like, you understand the progression of your growth and your development. And if you start carrying people along with you that aren't growing and developing, then you understand how deadly that can be to your journey. So the Queen of Cups, self-aware with a growth mindset. You are coming out as a twin flame. So you have a partner, you have a pair. Now, this pair could have had an experience with you, or this other partner, the other pair to the twin flame, could be leaving an experience that they've had with another. Now, in the event that you two met, somebody is now recognizing that you are the perfect fit. But when they're recognizing that you are the perfect fit, they have a shitload of things that they would have to reveal to you about what they've been doing, what they've been through, who they've been with. But you are coming out in the energy of like, you can't hide from me what I already know. And so somebody realizes not only you're psychic, but pretty much anything that comes out of your mouth, you would already be able to tell them before they spoke it, okay? This is the energy of somebody finally ready to be a phoenix. They're finally ready to rise again. Now, money is very important to this person, which may be why this relationship, in the event you've already met, or maybe it was a person who was aware of you, but they just didn't take the steps forward, and it was really about money that was hindering them or holding them back. And so somebody's actual money literally had to burn, like they had to lose everything in order to recognize that it was time to grow again. Like a rebirth is fine. They can rise again. So this is somebody that is like dead, but honestly, if all you have is money, then you were already dead, right? And so they could have judged you maybe because you didn't have the same approach to money. But nonetheless, they are now seeing you as a perfect fit, but they couldn't see you before because all they could see was money. That was the only thing that kind of dominated their mind. Now, something about you was hidden. You were coming out as veiled or cloaked. Not that you were intentionally hiding anything, but this person recognizes that they were worried about like paper money, but you are money, you are wealth, you are prosperity because of your temperament, because of just who you are, okay? Now, the story unfolds in two ways. This is your twin flame recognizing who you are, losing all of their money in order to recognize, yo, like this is the bag. Like this person is the bag. You know what I mean? But whatever was happening in the separation, it can't be hidden. Now, this person also kind of has this energy is like, or maybe this is your energy. In the event that somebody wants to come back towards you, I get the energy of I don't care. So you may not care about what anybody has to say that has left and come back. Maybe you already pegged this person as somebody you can't grow with because maybe they were just stunted. Maybe they weren't growing at all. That's the general message of the reading, but now we're going to break it down in 2 parts. In the center of the reading is the devil. Now this devil is coming out not as you, not as your twin flame, but almost as like somebody that was parked right in the middle of this connection. When people come in the center of a relationship, or they come, this is an opportunity for each of you to experience a test. And so we typically don't like karmic people, but they're proctors. Think about when you have to take an exam and there's a person in the room that has to make sure everybody is doing the test right. Like, that's what karmic people are. They are what you need in order to make sure that the test is delivered in the appropriate way. And everybody is not going to leave the testing room at the same time. Everybody is not going to finish the test with the same score. And so on one hand side, we have your partner's experience, and on the other side of this karmic or this devil energy, we have your experience. And so this is what the story says. First of all, it is time. When I'm saying it is time, this is your twin flame that has essentially been MIA. They are recognizing that it is time. It is time to live in another energy. It is time to align. It is time to be balanced. They are recognizing how scattered and a mess they were. So they know it is time to move in a different energy or a different version of self. Now, if they didn't lose all their money, I don't know if they could have got here. But remember, detachment is important. And however we learn detachment, it doesn't matter. But we will learn detachment in order to grow in our divine paths. So this person recognizes, okay, I need to get in alignment. Their version of alignment is really patterning after how you carry yourself. So if you carry yourself in a way that is very peaceful and calm or tranquil, if you're quiet, not because some people, some people are quiet because they just understand the value of words. I've heard before, some people talk because they have something to say, and then some people talk because they want to say something, right? And so you are probably the type of person that you talk when you have something to say. You don't have this need to just be heard. And so somebody is coming back around. It's almost like because they want to experience you. Now, the relationship that they were just in, they didn't recognize who this person was because this person is coming out as cloaked in black magic, okay? And so it's almost like the magic shifted and they could see somebody's true colors, and it's like, oh my God, this is the devil. And they forgot about the dual nature of people. Like, there's the person and then there's the person behind the person. And we all have a person behind the person. But it is only when the devil revealed themselves that this person now has a sense of gratitude for you. And so they're seeing you as someone who is intelligent, someone who is a strategist, but they're also recognizing that you were just very mindful in body, spirit, soul. Like, everything about you is intentional. And I think that maybe it is so quiet and it is so soft and gentle that they totally missed that it took time to kind of cultivate that way of being. And so obviously you have this devil energy who's like sexy and bold. These are the cards I'm looking at when I say that. Right? So we have black magic and change. And when the black magic change, this is when you see somebody's true colors, right? And so this is almost giving me the energy is like they were with somebody who looked like the world's version of femininity and sex appeal and success and prosperity. Like, if the world gives us an image, this would be the image that this person chased after, right? And at the back of their mind, it was really their perception and their relationship to money. And so if I am chasing money, then I want my counterpart to look like money. Like, I want them to look like wealth. Now, your wealth is divine wealth, and so it's packaged differently. It's not connected or attached to anything in the world. And so somebody could have totally missed you, not because you weren't you, but because they were underdeveloped, they hadn't grown, they hadn't advanced to where you were. And so now somebody is like, oh my God, that was the devil. The mask is off. And now they kind of want to circle the block. They're coming up in the energy of the Knight of Wands, like this impulsive energy. And so they could have left you quickly, and now they're coming back just as quickly. Now, because they are still the Knight of Wands, it doesn't necessarily mean that they've done the development inside of self to be able to like prove to themselves or even to reveal to you that they are like ready for the journey. But I feel like there should be more time in between this. The mask slip, there's a period of time where you guys may not have been talking, you may have been in separation. We have the energy of fake busy. And so maybe this is somebody's like, oh God, I'm working so much, I was so busy, you know what I mean? No, that is not what was happening. What was happening is we have karma, and then we also have an entity. And so listen, the entity that was attached to this person, possibly your twin flame, was attached to them because they were with somebody who was in this black magic devil energy, somebody who cloaked themselves, okay? And so the entity that was attached to the person that they picked over you was with them, was also doing whatever to them. I don't know what entities do. But anyway, they were under a curse. They were under a spell. They were under, and so when the spell breaks, all of a sudden everything that looked real and flashy and glamorous, all of a sudden it just turns to shit. And that is what this person is recognizing. All of this was nothing but shit. And the only thing that wasn't shit was you. And they know that you weren't shit because of your temperament, because of your energy. Now they recognize the difference, right? And so it's like they fell in love with how someone looked. When that fell apart, all they can think about is how someone made them feel. You were the person that made them feel. Now, they are getting karma because they didn't follow their heart, right? Your heart says it's okay to be who you want to be. Obviously, that is something you already understood. You were probably the first model of what it meant to be a person who follows their heart. But again, if they're following the world, if they're following money, if they're following the ways of society, then there's no heart in that, okay? And so on the other side of the devil, we have somebody who seemed like they were fake busy, they're working, they're exhausted, oh, I'm tired, I got so much going on. No, you were getting karma and you were being molested by an entity, right? But once the spell broke, once the mask is over, now this person wants to come back and they're in the energy of what I want wants me. So for a period of time, you may have been really into this person and they are almost hoping that you still want them in the same way. But there had to be there was a period of rejection between the two of you. Now, while they were dancing with the devil, it says that you were essentially having tea time, meaning you were just like, fine, I'll just be grateful for me. I'll be grateful for my time, my attention. You know what I mean? Anything that somebody else is not willing to give you, you are your first lover. You are your first friend. You are your first provider and caretaker and confidant. And so you don't really need anybody outside of yourself. But in the event you want to entertain another person, it can't be somebody that offers you less. So when this broke down between the two of you, you just poured into self, almost like pampering. Not that it didn't hurt or offend you, because we do have the energy of offense. So this one says, and this is about your divinity. This is the other side of the test. And so they get what they think they've always wanted, and then you get possibly rejected. And it is in the rejection where you have to determine, am I choosing my divinity or am I choosing my ego, right? Your divinity is in your heart. So anytime we are rejected, especially by a twin flame, like your body recognizes their soul, like when someone is someone, okay? You know it, and it's not necessarily a mental knowing. It is a physical body, it's a soul, like it is deep, okay? Now, this is your version of the test. They failed the test. Your version of the test is, when this person rejects me, will I go through a power struggle, right? Because this is really about the battle of your divinity, which is why it is important for the devil to show up in this connection, because you both need to be tested before you come together. So your version of the test is, listen, when this person walks away from me and doesn't see my value, doesn't see my worth, am I going to drop into my ego or am I going to rise to my heart? That was your version of the test. The rejection was always supposed to happen. They were always supposed to fall into their lower nature, because that is where they were in their version of their course. That's where they were in the version of their study. Their lust for money is what allowed the devil to come in the form of a person that looked like everything they desired, only to find out that it was just an illusion. Your version of that is, listen, I'm sorry, y'all, the power struggle. So you have the ego on one side, you have the heart on the other side. When you are rejected, if you feel fear, lack, jealousy, if there's war, if there's judgment, if there's lust, right? If you feel like, oh, now I got to go compete with her. Oh, you chose somebody over me? Okay, right? And then you go and you do whatever you feel like you need to do in order to draw that person back to you. All of that is ego, okay? So you have a choice. When I'm rejected, when I am overlooked, will I fall into my ego, or will I go into my heart? Your heart is about healing, unity, harmony, tolerance, peace, God, love, abundance, right? It's about enjoying the journey. It's like, okay, I was rejected and that did not feel good, but I was rejected. You know what I mean? And so you're able to make peace with it because your heart understands that this is a journey, right? Everybody is on their journey. We're not all at the same space. Maybe in the classroom, but some people might be sitting in the back. Some people might be sitting in the front. Some people might be at the nurse's office. Some people may be skipping school. And so just because we're crossing paths with people, it doesn't necessarily mean that they've done the work that you've done. And so your battle was always against your divinity. And honestly, if the devil is coming to your twin flame, then it's because you've already ascended to a certain point, and the devil wants to know if it can get you to backslide, right? And it is in the way your twin flame treats you that is going to cause you to either keep moving because you have the growth mindset, or are you going to backslide because your ego has been damaged or wounded. And so this test reveals to you how far in your divinity are you truly. Are you going to sacrifice it all over rejection, over abandonment, even if it is your twin flame, even if you know they went through a test, even if you know that they were being, they were under some type of magic, or there was some type of entity, right? Now, it is not your responsibility to accommodate somebody else's spiritual path, right? And so it is never fun to be under the control of an entity or to have some type of dark attachment. That's never fun. And so obviously we know that they weren't necessarily fully themselves because something else was bound to them. Now, does that mean that you have to forgive them and say, okay, I know it's, it's okay. It was just the entity. No worries. No, you don't have to offer that grace to anybody. So the idea is that the way the devil wants to trap you, obviously this person was trapped in lust and materialism, but the way the devil wants to trap you is by getting you to be offended. And so when we pick up the bait, which is the offense, I've been rejected, I've been neglected, like overlooked, like you totally can be offended because it doesn't feel good. But if you pick up the bait and you decide to have all those egoic feelings, if you decide to go to war with yourself and have this power struggle, your heart is like, no, it's okay. It's just a journey. We're fine. And the ego's like, no, fuck that. So if you go to war and you fall on the side of the ego, well, essentially the devil has closed the trap because you were offended and you have taken the bait. And so twin flames, you are going to be almost... these are very hard relationships. They're push and pull, but they're really trying to pull the divinity out of you. The twin flame relationship is trying to get you to ascend and rise, but the way it does it is very dark and very deep sometimes. Okay? So this was about how strong are you in your divinity. This was your opportunity. This was your opportunity to essentially show or reveal to yourself the strength of your own heart. Now, this is the problem here. When you didn't take the bait, because that's what this reading says, possibly your feelings could have been hurt. Maybe you didn't feel good about the situation and the way it unfolded. But because you didn't take the bait, because you chose the high road, which would have been the heart, you essentially just laid the situation, you put it to rest, you healed, right? And so while they're off doing devil and dark entity stuff, you're healing, you're spending time on self. Even if you were hurt, you were like, okay, I guess I got to fix my hurts. I guess I got to heal. I guess I got to sit with this until it's no longer something I need to sit with. The moment you choose your heart and you drop the ego, you drop the offense, this is called backlash. This is called karma. Yo, I have 3 cards here. One literally says karma. The next one, it's about to backfire. Plans failed, backlash, counteraction, karma. That's 2. 3, firestorm. I don't know if you can see these words here, but these words, karma, drama, endings, loss, mental breakdown. When you choose your heart, this person is forced forced, because guess what? There's no door that they can enter in. They can only enter back into your space if they enter with an open heart. Okay? As long as you're in your ego, the push and the pull and the back and forth can go on forever if you allow it to. But as soon as you ascend to your heart and you're like, dude, I'm not offended, it's just a journey, no problem, I'm going to heal and I'm going to put this down. Well, all of that energy, now it is left for them to kind of rectify and sort through. Now they got to do their own work. And so this is giving me the idea that you grounded your energy, you rooted yourself. Now, all twin flames aren't necessarily angelic. All twin flames aren't light and divine. And sometimes I think that is so important to recognize, because listen, if you're an angel and your angel wings are pure white, you see your twin flame and their wings are taupe. But maybe you don't recognize their taupe because the feeling between the two of you, right? And so there's white and then there's taupe. They're kind of similar, but no, they're not the same. And so the difference is really the energy. It's the frequency. It's the essence of you two. Sometimes we can recognize it's our twin flame, but we don't recognize that the color of their wings is not really aligned with our color. Let's just say color is frequency, right? And so you'll take the person because you recognize they have wings, but it's like, they're fallen. And they have no problem being fallen, right? And so if you start dancing with them, then you only have one place that you can go to, and it is down. But the moment that you heal and you're like, yo, I know you have wings because I felt the vibe, I felt the feeling, like I know there's something deep between us, but something's off. When you back away and you heal, they are responsible. So this says that, listen, this was an opportunity. You may have experienced some type of abuse. And if you are involved with somebody that has some type, if you are involved with somebody that has some type of evil entity attached to them, right? For a period of time, as long as you are engaged with them, you are going to feel the aftershock of that energy. Like if they are in your energetic field and they are carrying dark attachment or demonic entities and you are exchanging your energy with them, well, that it is impacting you negatively, right? And so sometimes rejection is good, because guess what? Not only do you get to get rid of the twin flame that doesn't recognize you, but you also don't need to be tortured and tormented by the entity that they were bringing towards you, right? And so in the center is whoever they chose over you. A straight up demon, somebody that uses dark magic to cloak themselves. But listen, they come out as the devil. And this card on top of it says, listen, watch out for the signs. The universe is guiding you in the right direction. Wrong way. Do not enter. Now, the energy of your twin flame, you may have already felt that they were engaged in something dark. Maybe they had no idea, but they can't hide what you already know. If you're coming out as this Queen of Cups, if you're coming out as somebody that's very psychic and intuitive, they may not have ever have had to tell you what they went through or who they were involved with. You could just energetically feel it. And for a period of time, it could have impacted you negatively. Maybe you were going against the heart versus the mind, that internal struggle. But as soon as you heal, all that karma, all that energy, all that backlash, backfire, whether they know they were doing this to you or not, it doesn't matter. It is energy that we have to be accountable for. When you make peace and heal self, that is your version of being accountable. I'm putting this shit down. It doesn't feel good. When you are no longer there and your door closes, they are stuck with all of that. And so this is somebody that for a period of time had no problem being stuck in darkness and dealing with entities and attachments as long as their money was long. When their money is short, or when they have no more money, now it's time for them to become the Phoenix Rising. And listen, we all have our own version of attachments. We all have the thing that we don't want to let go, or we all have that. And so this isn't about judgment. This is about two people who push and pull until you essentially progress, but you don't have to elevate at the same time. So y'all, if this is your reading, somebody wants to circle the block, but they still may be in a firestorm. They still may be experiencing some type of karma. And when they come back with whatever energy that is, unless they can heal it as you did, there will be a level of abuse that you will feel, energetic abuse, right? And so this is your opportunity to essentially choose your heart and to choose your divinity. You are probably the model and the leader and a version of a human that they have never seen before. And so stay grounded, Choose your heart, because this is literally. Now, I'm also getting the idea somebody may be mad that you rejected them and moved on and were peaceful and successful and growing. You know, like somebody could be mad because it says like you are in your perfect fit, like you have found your sweet spot. You have no problem following your heart, which is why that person rejected you, because they followed the world, they followed the ego. So they're seeing you as a perfect fit. They're understanding the value of you, but you already knew that. Right? And so does somebody get extra credit? Like, do you allow somebody to gain extra points at another time because they didn't get it right the first time? Totally personal for all of us. But that is the reason. That is the reading. Your twin flame is broke and they're ready to be the phoenix rising. In the event that they return to you, there's going to be a lot of things that they don't want to talk about. They can't hide it if they want to, because you already know. And you may not be caring. You may have already set up boundaries. You may have already been detached because you are so self-aware that you are only thinking about growing. And if this is what this person was doing while you were growing, then why are you each other's equal? You understand what I'm saying? Like, All right, y'all. I love you. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.